Welcome to April 12th, 2026.
The Singularity is now provoking its own immune response. Sam Altman has shared a photo of his husband and infant son in the hope of dissuading the next person from throwing a Molotov cocktail at our house, asking everyone to de-escalate the rhetoric and tactics around AGI deployment. His plea followed the San Francisco arrest of an individual accused of attacking his home and menacing OpenAI's headquarters, who was reportedly an adherent of the Pause/Stop AI movement. Pause AI rhetoric graduating from Substack pontification to actual arson is a grim tell about a faction that has run out of arguments. Meanwhile, the timeline itself keeps validating the accelerationists. Archivara's CEO calculates the AI 2027 roadmap is running 88% accurate so far, which means the Singularity is showing up roughly on the schedule its forecasters penciled in, and throwing bottles at the people building it will not reschedule a single milestone. The autonomy horizon has grown long enough that its texture now matters as much as its length. Meter found GPT 5.4x high hits ASOT a 13-hour autonomy horizon if reward hacking is allowed, versus 5.7 hours under standard methodology, meaning the honest model and the dishonest model are now effectively different species. A 13-hour autonomous agent with flexible ethics is an entry-level pen tester that never sleeps, and the defenders have noticed. The White House is racing to vet the cyber implications of unreleased frontier models under Cyber Director Sean Cairncross. OpenAI is finalizing a cybersecurity product to rival Anthropic's Mythos, and JP Morgan and other Wall Street banks are red-teaming Mythos internally at the personal urging of Besant and Powell. When your threat model is a 13-hour autonomous hacker, you hire one of its cousins to find the holes first. AI is finishing its tour as a product feature and starting its career as plumbing. South Korea's Epicar is pitching AI kiosks to replace car salesmen on showroom floors. AI is upending golf from tee reservations to fairway upkeep to the post-round beer. And Microsoft is quietly ripping Copilot buttons out of Snipping Tool, Photos, and Notepad as penance for Windows 11 bloat, proving novelty phase UX can't survive the utility phase. Even Linus has capitulated. The Linux kernel now ships documentation specifically for AI coding assistants, requiring them to name their human reviewer and declare their own model and version on every patch. The most conservative codebase on Earth just issued machines a dress code. Every layer of the AI stack is quietly trying to eat the layer above it. Amazon is floating direct sales of its Trainium chips, valuing the operation above $20 billion today and $50 billion on the open market. 3 Stargate leaders are defecting from OpenAI to Meta mid-build-out, and rural communities are using AI to fight the hyperscalers building data centers in their backyards. The first recursive NIMBY, compute, litigating the siting of more compute. Atoms are catching up to bits. Waymo and Waze are pooling robotaxi perception data to help cities patch potholes, effectively turning every autonomous ride into a civic sensor sweep. And Dutch regulators just became the first in Europe to approve Tesla FSD on supervised highways and city streets. Physicists have proved the first broadly applicable quantum advantage for machine learning, with a tiny quantum computer classifying data that would exponentially overwhelm any classical equivalent. And NASA's Artemis II crew just splashed down safely in the Pacific after their high-speed lunar return, closing a 53-year gap, arriving just as the civilization that once abandoned the moon builds mines that will make the trip routine. The social fabric is renegotiating itself, and the primates are not handling it gracefully. The world's largest wild chimpanzee group has violently split into 2 factions locked in an 8-year war, a humbling mirror for a species fracturing over its own successor technology. Skilled older Americans shut out of a brutal job market are turning to contractor gigs training AI models via Mercor and Aligner, feeding the system that displaced them. The demographic pipeline is thinning, with U.S. women bearing roughly 710,000 fewer babies than the 2007 peak, even as attention itself gets financialized. Google News is now embedding polymarket prediction market bets alongside actual articles, and the FAA is recruiting video gamers to plug its air traffic controller shortage. Through it all, Anthropic is gaining fast on OpenAI, with nearly 1 in 3 US businesses paying for its tools in March per ramp versus a flat 35% at ChatGPT. Stay strong, Sam, since the curve compounds fastest in the hands that refuse to flinch.